Three, two, one. Hey Kim, how you doing?
Hi, Katie. I'm doing great.
Good. It's good to see you again.
It's great to see you too. I love our podcast.
I know it's something I get to look forward to. It's something that I feel like I get to finally get ready, do something for myself, put aside like a good 20 minutes where I can get ready and do something for mom. Like I feel like I
Exactly.
get wrapped up in everyday life, you know?
Yeah. And the other thing that it's like each time that we do one of these podcasts, I've always learned from you, always anyway, but you always bring so many wonderful tips and advice that I've already, just by doing with the time period that we've been doing these podcasts, my skin has actually changed. I can see a difference in it. So I love the fact that you kind of take it from the external and I kind of do it from the internal, but I think we make a great team. So I'm excited about this
I
one.
think so too. Yes. So tell me, what's been going on with you? Like, what's been going on with your recipes, the
Yeah,
new Christmas, everything? Like,
I know we've got so much going on this time of the year. And you know what I'm doing a lot of right now, because it's such a busy time of the year, are more kind of like crock pot or slow cooker recipes
yes.
because it is time consuming, but yet I don't want to not eat nutritious meals. I don't want to find myself going out to restaurants a lot during this time. I'm not big into crabs, so I kind of like staying at home. And plus, I can control my calories and my nutrient count when I make things at home. So recently, I just started going, you know what? I'm just going to go do a whole series on slow cooker or crock pot recipes because the other thing is I can throw, let's just say, frozen chicken breast in a slow
Mhm.
cooker, add some seasoning, take my favorite jar of marinara sauce and add it to it, plug it in, put it on low for 6 hours. And by the time I'm done at the end of my workday, dinner's cooked. And it's like, oh, it's
Nice.
wonderful. And then just throw us, some greens with it, a salad and some broccoli or Brussels sprouts. And, it's wonderful. And put some pasta
Yeah.
on. We got
And
a full meal
healthy.
and healthy.
Yes. It's
Yep.
crazy. I mean, I hearing about all of your awesome recipes, it's helped me so much because so Bella, my daughter Bella, is almost 14 months. And now she's kind of, eating dinner with us, having more food. And
Oh,
so I get to kind of share, these recipes and all of these things that,
oh,
I love and
yes.
that the color on the plate, like you mentioned, like
Yep.
Brussels sprouts with olive, it's like getting her to eat everything. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
I love it.
that's
Love
wonderful
the
to
recipe
hear.
idea.
I know one time when I was traveling to France, I have a friend over there, and because I've worked with families, family health and wellness for gosh, 25 years or more. But I was over there one time and having dinner, and she said we were talking about how I work with children who, at the time I really focused in on children who were obese. And she said to me, she goes, let me show you what my children eat at their school cafeteria. And I'm telling you, they've never heard of chicken nuggets. They don't eat hot dogs. It's amazing. They will have something like a chicken dish with vegetables and sliced tomatoes, possibly with some olive oil, balsamic vinegar on top. And and then they also have this incredible like dessert. Now, of course, obviously it changes, but it was just so amazing to me to see the difference. I mean, my kids were, raised on some chicken nuggets here and there. We would go, occasionally. But then as I got older and obviously became a nutritionist, then I realized that, you know, we really can influence our children on being healthy eaters as they become adults. So I started thinking of my kids not as 4-year-olds or 8-year-old, but as I'm raising 50-year-olds because I want them.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's a really good way to look at it.
Yeah, and I want them to create these healthy habits as a child, like you're doing with Bella. That's what we do. And if you think about it, those are the legacies you leave behind because when you set these or establish these habits early, they carry them on to their children and their children's
Exactly.
children. So,
Totally.
yeah,
Yes, I know. I find myself thinking back on my mom and the things that she did with me, and I'm so
yeah,
grateful that she, took the time to make our food, make our lunches, make our dinners. And, so much of I feel like you and my mom have a lot of similarities with, the nurturing.
Age too. So
You guys are just the best. And so I'm like, oh, it's so inspiring because I feel like this is all new stuff for me.
Well, it is important. And here we are almost at the end of the year. And this is the perfect time to talk about habits and New
Yes.
Year's resolutions. So do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I do.
What are yours?
So, okay, for me, I'm all about I'm trying to be a great example to Bella, and I'm trying to show her that as women we can do it all.
Yeah.
We can, be kind, be loving, be caring, everything. But also it's important to take time for ourselves and do a little bit of self-care as well. So I kind of went through and I just thought, what are the products that I want to incorporate this year in my skincare routine that are easy, that I can maintain? Because for me, I feel like if I can't maintain it, I'm not going to do it.
Absolutely.
So for me, it's about, I feel like my nails are always looking haggard. They're always looking like
They are.
I'm packing orders all day.
Aw.
Skincare routine is kind of out the door. So I have these masks on my website.
Yeah. Oh, the hand mask.
Have you tried the hand masks?
No, I haven't.
So
I didn't even know you had them. So
I'm going to send you some. I need to do a little goodie basket.
this is awesome.
This is a foot mask. This is the Merakit Aqua foot mask. And then this is the Merakit Aqua hand mask.
Oh.
So in the mornings when I'm packing orders or when I'm answering emails, I'm going to actually put one on now.
Huh.
I wear these on my feet and then I put socks on top.
Oh,
so I can work, take care of Bella, and then treat my feet at the same time.
You slide around in your socks or anything?
No, it actually is not bad because they actually grip really well. So when you have your socks, just be really careful.
That sounds
the hand mask. I was like, oh, this will be fun to show on camera.
Oh, it sure is.
Fun ways to fit those beauty treatments in.
So wait, is there stuff inside those?
Yes. So this has a cherry essence.
Oh, nice.
And this is just lovely. And you can actually use your iPhone still. I've tried that because sometimes you have to still answer that email, answer that text message. But no, so these are a bit harder to work in, obviously. But the feet ones you can wear and you can go about your day, treat yourself. Because for me, it's just, I wake up in the morning, start skincare, take care of Bella, take care of life, Anthony, kids, everything.
Yep.
And then by the time I lay in bed, I'm like, oh my God. Okay, I showered. Yep. Put deodorant on. Right? So
I know.
Is to make myself. And so this is my way, is just using some skincare things. Also, I think I've talked about this before. The Laneige lip sleeping mask. I love this for everything.
I do have that.
Not only for lips, but for cuticles, yes.
That's a good idea.
Anything. I've been keeping this in my bag. I've been bringing it wherever I go. That's something that I'm just trying to be more mindful about my skincare, I guess, is my resolution.
That is a great idea. And what I like about that is that you've got some specific goals that you're going to do. Like how often, if you've got the hand mask, let's say I get the hand mask, because I mean, my hands, everybody's hands could use more help, to be honest. I mean, everybody look at your hands right now. We all could use some help on our hands. But, I have aging hands. So is that mask good for somebody who has, possibly some, brown spots on their hands, things like that?
Absolutely.
So is it for hydration or what?
Yes. Yeah. So, with skincare, one of the things I always focus on is treating my hands, my neck, and of course my face. I'm trying to just be preventative and just be kind of mindful. I'll be 36 in March. And I just want to be, just mindful and kind of also a good example to Bella on just doing whatever feels good for you. We all have different skincare routines. I'm just going to rub in that lovely
Yeah.
cherry essence that was in that mask. I wish you could smell this. I'm going to send this to you, and that way you can use it, feel
Oh,
it, smell it.
absolutely.
But this is just lovely. I mean, for someone that's, working with their hands all day, this is a lovely
Mhm.
gift.
Yep.
Nice.
Actually, that would make a great holiday gift or birthday gift for somebody too, wouldn't it? That's a great
Yes,
idea.
true. And then I also keep these little, so I keep that Laneige,
Mhm.
and then these packets I have everywhere in my house. The Dr. Dry Vitality Cream. Have I sent you this or a
Yes,
sample of it?
I have those. And one of the last few podcasts that we did, you told me that you stick it in your purse. And so, because I adore those packets, they're
Me too.
so moisturizing without being greasy. And
Yeah.
my skin has made, I think that's part of why my skin has made a difference or a change is using that. So the other day I thought, oh, I'm just going to throw a couple in. And sure enough, I'm sitting there waiting one time in the car in traffic, and I'm like, oh, look, I can put some of this on. And I did. And I use it on my hands and my neck and then on my
It's
chest.
wonderful. Isn't it great for your neck?
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's
It's
incredible.
almost like a mask of just hydration. And I mean, being in Utah, it's so dry here. I feel like my hair, my skin, everything just takes a beating. And so, yeah, I love this stuff.
Good. I really,
keep them, if they're in sight, I use them.
yeah, that's, you know what? That's a great thought when it comes to establishing goals or New Year's resolutions. Is you got to make it easy for you and something that you're going to be able to succeed in. So if skincare truly is on anybody's mind to make a difference this year in your skincare, what you just said, Katie, was just incredible. Is you got to have it accessible. You've got to see it. You've got to put it out there. It's kind of like for my for me to get my family to eat more, let's say seeds or nuts or some fruit. I keep a bowl. I keep a jar of mixed nuts out there on the kitchen island, and then next to it I have apples and oranges and bananas, whatever fruit that I had bought that way. I have it sitting there because when they see it, they'll eat it.
Yes.
And so when they're really hungry and they're looking around, they see it right there. And plus, of course, I'll ask them, did you have your apple today? So
it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Little things.
Yeah. Before I moved on, I wanted to ask you, so you took off those gloves. You don't have to wash your hands now, right?
No,
you keep that on there. Okay,
I rub it in. And I rub it in. I'll even put that on my neck, like anywhere on my body. What I love about all my products is it's wonderful really anywhere on the skin. So the serums that are on these hand masks, I can still kind of rub on my shoulders or wherever, and I'm still going to have that wonderful anti-aging treatment. Everything layers and pairs beautifully together. And that's another thing too, like makeup. We have in the past talked about layering our BB creams and making like a contoured makeup look. I brought out the two that I use the most.
Oh, yeah.
And these are the ones so the Aqua Shining, this one is a little bit more pinky.
Okay. So it actually has a color to it.
It does. These these are beauty creams that have color to them.
Okay.
And I will kind of use them in combo with a darker BB cream. This is like the darkest color that I have. This is one I don't sell. Trying to find one.
Oh, you're trying to find that one?
In the market to find one. But in the meantime, that's what I'm using.
Yep.
Just, what I do is I kind of will apply it on my skin directly, let it sit, and then either with a brush or a beauty blender, I'll go in and I'll just kind of lightly press it into the skin.
That's easy.
And this is what I do on a daily basis. And I just put on that BB cream. But here's the thing. The BB cream is anti-aging. There's ingredients in here like niacinamide, arbutin, collagen, things that are treating my skin as I'm putting it on. So what I try and remember is just, this is my way of taking time for myself.
Yep.
If it's a little something like BB cream, CC cream.
I did not realize that you can use those BB creams as kind of like contouring. I didn't really know. I have
didn't
one of them,
either.
but I don't have.
It just came to me one night. I was in bed and I was thinking about it because I think about this weird stuff all the time.
That's funny.
Because I was like thinking, because I literally was just thinking, I work so hard to like, believe in everything on my website, I'm passionate about. I believe in, I use, and I thought, I don't want to go back in with makeup that is just, not good for my skin on top of all the stuff I've been, putting on. And so that's why I just figured out the BB cream thing and made it work.
That's a great idea. Yeah. I love that. Well, I know because this is the time of year that people make those New Year's resolutions. Besides being a personal trainer and working with people for 25 years plus, I've been a health coach, a certified health coach for 11 of these years. And this is probably my busiest time of the year when it comes to working with people for health coaching. And you just came up with a wonderful I guess, resolution for next year. And I will probably, I'm going to use that as well for myself, because that would be one of them that I would like to use. But I want to kind of share with everybody, Katie, kind of like, over the hundreds of people that I have done health coaching with, why some are successful and others are not. It's very, very, very easy to make a resolution and say, I'm going to do this, but it's another thing in achieving that resolution. And so there's a few tips. So what I've done over the years is I've worked with, like I said, hundreds of clients, and I've kind of taken notes of, why did this particular goal work well for this person and not for another? And I have found that there are certain common characteristics that people have who are truly successful in achieving these goals. And the first thing is, one thing I want to share with everybody is that we live based upon habits, small habits. Habits make up your day. Habits make up your culture. Habits make up your family culture. Habits make up your life. And basically what they are is a fundamental part of human behavior. So like the habits that you were just explaining to us is a perfect example, of the habit that you get into on using the BB creams as opposed to using a foundation by using those. That's a habit. And that's a good habit. So the first thing that people need to do is, when you're thinking about your New Year's resolutions, is you want to be successful, and you want to be doing this realistically. And you also don't want it to be so challenging that you're not going to succeed. So a couple of things that habits do. Habits are so important when it comes to skincare. Their habits are important when it comes to dieting, when it comes to physical activity, when it comes to balancing your work life that we were talking about, mental health, financial health, your social health. Going out, if you're looking to date somebody, or you want to go out and have a date night with your significant other, these are all made up of habits. And so the first thing when I'm working with a client and they say, okay, New Year's resolution time, what do you want? I'm like, well, let's look at some of the habits that you want to change first. And the number one habit always in the top 5. Actually, it's in the top 3, is weight loss for most people, weight loss. And let's see, maybe a financial goal. But I'm going to be using the skincare one here in just a bit. But so what they do is, let's say, for example, let's use weight loss as one, because we all can relate to that in one time of our life or not. And in order to be successful for that, I first ask them, okay, what is it in this past year that some of your habits that possibly contributed to the extra 5 pounds that you gained, or 10 pounds, whatever it is. And so we discuss those, and we discuss those as like, are they going to be obstacles this year? You want to identify it, because they're going to pop back up, because again, habits are part of human daily behavior. So looking at the habits that created that, and then talking about those. And then we've got to also figure out, how willing are you, or how much do you want to change? Some people are kind of in a pre-contemplative stage where they're like, I'm thinking about losing 25 pounds. I'm just thinking about it. So they probably would not want to be writing the goal like this, because they're going to be set up for failure. So you want to make sure that when you set a goal, you're at the stage where you're willing to take an action, that you truly want to take that action. The people who are just contemplating or in a pre-contemplative state, they probably need some more information, or maybe they need to go to a doctor's appointment and find their motivation. It's got to have that internal motivation to really succeed.
Yeah.
So then once they have that goal, it needs to be specific, like yours, like your example. You just motivated me. One of my goals is to improve my hands.
My hands are just beating.
I'm glad I don't look at them too much, but maybe that'll be one I do later on. But I'm going to focus on my hands. So I'm actually going to take pictures today and start off, and then I'm going
That's a great idea.
follow your goal.
Pictures is always what I suggest. Yes, and
even if it's yourself,
because then you can document and see that change. Because we all forget. We're looking at ourselves in the mirror. We're going about our days. We're not paying attention, and so it's important to set aside that time for you, right?
Yeah, I agree 100% with you on that. And so the other thing about goals is to be specific, which we are. I mean, a lot of people heard about SMART goals, but there's a part of SMART goals that I really want to focus a little bit on. So when we set our goal or our New Year's resolutions, and they really basically resolutions are just the same as goals. You want to be specific. So I'm going to work on improving the quality of my skin on my hands. And so then it's measurable. Well, I just said I could take a photo of it today. I could use my camera and on my phone and take a picture of my hands today, date it. And then, of course, I want to measure the results. And how would I measure it? Well, I could measure it by, taking a picture a month from now and then seeing if I see a difference.
Yeah.
So you do want to measure it. And all the things that I use for measuring for when I'm working with people is like a journal or a book. Any kind. It doesn't have to be from my site. It could be just a regular journal. You want to make sure that you're accountable for your habits that you're creating or you're going to change. And that could go for skincare as well, because I know we're going to be talking about that later on. Skincare sometimes for me is overwhelming. So I know, that's something that I will probably do in my journal, is to write my goal in my journal, make it measurable by using my camera, my phone. Now, here's the part that makes the biggest difference is the action-oriented steps. So what I like to do with people is I like to say, all right, let's go back to the weight loss, because most people can understand that one. So let's go back to weight loss and say, I want to lose 10 pounds by April 1st. So, and I always like to look at goals like in 3 months. I don't set them for the whole year. You can increase it or you can change it along the way.
Kind of revisit, starting small. Exactly. It's more maintainable.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with my hand one. But if you set a goal for, let's say, 10 pounds by April 1st, I mean, that's realistic. And so it's not, I wouldn't ever recommend losing more than a pound or 2 per week. So I always try to keep it realistic with all of my clients. And then, of course, you want to put a time frame on it, which we talked about. 3 months is usually ideal. But let's get back to that action-oriented. I'm going to go back to the hand thing that you had just described as well. So in the action items here, this is where I love to be extremely creative and brainstorm with anybody. And anybody can do this on their own as well. You can think of all the ways. First of all, identify the ways that got you to where you are, that you wanting to make this change. But now let's think of all the ways that you can now change, or action steps that you can do to change those habits. Like, say, for example, around 2:00 in the afternoon, I get this sweet tooth, and I would love to go downstairs and try to find something that would satisfy that sweet tooth. But I did a switch out years ago from milk chocolate to dark chocolate. So now dark chocolate, I found that it still satisfies me.
Yes.
It's a healthier choice. So I took a bad habit before, and now I switched it with a good habit. So, and now I can just get like a little tiny 1 ounce piece, and it takes away that craving for me. So for everybody out there thinking about they want to change, what I really want them to walk away with or remember from today is it's in those action-oriented steps that you really need to think of. You write 25 of them down and only choose like 3 that you want to work on in the next month or so. But think about all the creative habits that you can use to change that original habit. And
I love
going back to the skincare one, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I never thought, I think about skincare and I think about my face or my neck or my chest. Sometimes I think about my hands when I see them. But I think that's a fantastic goal. And
Well, and yeah, why, it's like pick an area on your body, do one thing at a time. Like for
yes,
me, I'm wanting to be, again, like I mentioned, my neck, I want to be proactive now
yeah,
because in the future, I just want to do what I can now when I can to
yeah,
be. And so it's just starting small, things that I can maintain applying this every day. I
yeah.
can commit to that and do that, like, okay, starting small and just like maintainable, attainable, all of those things.
Yeah, because you just said it. It's consistency which is going to pay off. It's the consistent habits of the good habits that we pick up along the way that we want to keep and incorporate into our day-to-day basis or our life.
Yes,
That's how we're
absolutely.
going to make a change. So the other thing that I'd like to do, I know we're about out of time here, is to make sure that in 3 months you and I, Katie, I'm going to have a moment where I'm going to show you my before pictures and after pictures, and we'll
Yes.
talk about that 3 month goal and our New Year's resolution and see how we are. So, what was yours again? What you're just
So
going?
mine really is just kind of, I guess it's a big one. I'm wanting to just be a good example for Bella, so just kind of showing her that, you can do it all. Be kind, be loving, hardworking, just work on being a good human and
Yep.
continuing to do that. Also just, I think being in the moment and, remembering that like this is such a beautiful time being with her, watching her grow, you know, and just instilling those same traditions that, you were talking about, like cooking a healthy meal, having
Mm,
those family moments together and
yeah,
teaching her to be healthy inside, outside, everything.
it makes a difference.
It
It's
does.
And the beauty of a resolution, whether it starts at New Year's or whether you do it in March or whether you do it in June or July, it doesn't matter. It can be in anything. It could be, I want to read more books, or I want to, increase my financial gains by a certain whatever. I want to meditate and decrease stress this year. It can be anything. And I love the fact that you've chosen both of those. Those are good ones. Those are really powerful ones. So.
Oh, there, I know, right? I'm like, oh, I got a lot to live up to this year. No,
But you can do it. I have faith in you.
with everyone's help, with your
Yes.
help especially. All the recipes, I need those healthy recipes. Keep
Thank you.
me like on point, making those meals.
Thank you. And that is also a part of achieving the common characteristics of people who achieve their goal is when they seek support and they have a wonderful network, whether
Yeah.
it's somebody that you watch on Instagram or whether it's a family member or something. All of that is important, and and I know everyone will succeed with their resolutions this year.
Wow.
Well, this was great, Katie.
I had
So
fun.
I did too. So what are we talking about the next one?
Next one. So, winter skin, like, I think it would be fun to just go over things that help our skin during the winter. I feel like this time of year is hard. Like, we're ready for it's so cold, it's gloomy. We want to treat ourselves, but, so kind of just moisture, hydration, masks, anti aging.
I love it. And I'm
Yeah.
going to talk about ways to amp up your autoimmune system so we can keep those colds at bay. So
Yes. Oh, and I'll make sure that we can link all of these fun products as well. So if anyone
perfect.
wants to try them, they're lovely. They're awesome.
Okay, I can vouch for that. Well, Katie, it was nice seeing you again.
Yes, it was so great to see you too, Kim. I hope you
Yeah,
have a
well,
wonderful rest of your day.
thanks, you too. We'll see
Bye,
you soon.
everybody.
Bye.